Take a look at these photos. They're from Germany, taken during Nazi Party rallies. They show this man, Adolf Hitler, dictator of Germany between 1933 and 45. His party instituted the Nuremberg race laws, stripping Jewish citizens of their rights, persecuted political opponents and rivals, and is responsible for the murder of 6 million Jews and millions of other minorities. But these images don't just show Hitler. We can also see his supporters, members of the Nazi Party. Over a decade, the number of Nazi Party members had grown massively, from just a few thousand to millions. Who were these people who had fueled Hitler's rise to power? Who were the members of the Nazi Party?
We had two questions in this paper. Who supported the Nazis in terms of membership? So who became a member of one Nazi organization? And the second question is, did members of any Nazi organization benefit from their membership? Did it pay off?
That's economist Matthias Blum, and he, along with his co-author, wanted to learn more about the Nazi membership. To start to find out who joined these organizations, they used information about thousands of German soldiers.
It was its conscription data, and of course we had information about whether they were members of a Nazi organization. So we could link these personal information and membership information.
And with this, they could start to understand just who these Nazi members were. This chart starts to explain part of the picture. It shows Nazi members, split up by their social background, as measured by their father's job. You can think of people in this group as coming from relatively low status families, where the primary earner had a job like these, whilst those in the top group likely came from better off, higher status families, with fathers employed in roles like these. Clearly the party was made up more by people with low and medium status backgrounds. But compare the Nazis to those who weren't members of the party, and things change. Compared to the public, Nazis were less likely to come from low status families, and the party attracted many more high status individuals.
They were more likely to be a member of any of these Nazi parties if they have higher education or higher occupation, and if their denomination is Protestantism.
Okay, so that answers the researchers' first question, but what about their second? See, the economists wanted to discover if being a Nazi member created upward social mobility, put simply, the increase in one's status, like getting a better job or earning more money. Did becoming a Nazi actually benefit the members who joined? To find out, the researchers gave every Nazi member a score based on their job. 1 for those with unskilled jobs like factory workers, all the way up to 5 for high status positions like military officers, government officials and leaders of industry. You can think of this as like a ladder. The higher up with the bigger score, the higher the status of that member. Once they'd done this, another score was given for the Nazi member's father. Consider an example, Hans. He worked as a teacher, a semi-professional job, a score of 4. His father worked as a machinist, a semi-skilled job, a score of 2. The researchers then took the first number and subtracted the second, leaving a social mobility score. For Hans, this is 2. They did this for all the Nazi members they had data for, and came up with this chart. It shows the percentage of people with each social mobility score. On the left, those who had worse jobs than their father, and on the right, those who gained better jobs. As we can see, a large number, nearly 50%, didn't really experience any social mobility. But some did benefit, moving up 1, 2, or even 3 places on the ladder. Add in those who weren't Nazi members, and this chart becomes revealing. Nazis were more likely to have a positive social mobility score, indicating that they had a better chance to climb the ranks, moving up the social classes.
Nazi members experience more social mobility, or they're more likely to experience social mobility.
But could there be something else going on here? Maybe it wasn't that Nazi membership led to better jobs, but that naturally ambitious people were more likely to both join the party and find good jobs. To explore this, the researchers looked at which jobs people trained for early on, and then they ran the analysis again, controlling for early advancement before joining the party. When they did this, they found Nazi membership itself didn't actually cause much, if any, upward mobility.
We don't think it was a causal effect. So, like, you become a member, you win a lot of new friends, and those friends, they get you good jobs and a higher salary, and they open doors for you. And those with skills and abilities and ambitions in life, they would have thrived anyways.
At first, it looked like being a Nazi member helped people climb the social ladder. But when the researchers dug deeper, they found that ambition, not party membership, was the real driver of their success. Thank you to Matthias Blum for his support as part of this project. Please watch further videos in our series delivered by Discover Economics, Cage Research Centre and the Centre for Economics, Policy and History.